My name's Bob Gold. I'm the superintendent of schools here in Eureka CUSD 140, and we have a special presentation tonight. I'd like to begin by asking Coach Craig Gerdes and his wife Karen to please come down the floor. If he had a cell phone or Facebook, he might, but he does not have either. So, Coach is somebody who has watched you coach since I'm 10 years old. I'm honored to be a part of this ceremony tonight. Craig coached basketball here at Eureka Middle School for 35 years, had over 1,000 wins, created some great memories in this gym. When people ask me what makes Craig Gerdes special, the one thing that comes to my mind is, and I had Craig as a player, so I can say this, is that Craig had a way of making even the least talented player on the team feel like the most important player on the team. And that's not something that is easy to do. And Craig just had a way with kids. A former player of Craig's named Don Rude emailed me this past week and said it in some good words I thought I'd share with you. He said, Craig Gerdes is a testament of leadership. He cut me from the basketball team and rarely played me on the baseball team during our run to the state finals, and I still love the man. Tonight, Craig, your former players want to give a little back to you. If you're a former player of Coach Gerdes, I'm just going to ask that you come out here on the floor with us, if you don't mind. And we have a few. Guys, I promise he won't make you run sprints tonight. He's not going to make you run sprints tonight. I'm going to ask Terry Earnhardt, our board president for Eureka CUSD 140, to read a resolution. Craig, if you could come up here. Andy and Ben, Bart. Where'd Bart go? Oh, there he is. Andy and Ben. Andy, you want to come on up too? Mrs. Earnhardt's going to read a resolution.
Whereas Coach Craig Gerdes spent 35 years as a coach at Eureka Middle School in basketball, baseball, and track. And whereas Coach Craig Gerdes had 1,016 career wins as a basketball coach. And whereas Coach Craig Gerdes had 25 Woodford County tournament titles. And whereas Coach Craig Gerdes had 14 basketball regional titles. Whereas Coach Craig Gerdes had 7 basketball sectional titles. And whereas Coach Craig Gerdes led the 1986 7th grade basketball team to the 7AA state championship. Whereas Coach Craig Gerdes is a 1991 Eureka College Athletic Hall of Fame inductee. And whereas Coach Craig Gerdes is a 2003 Illinois Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame inductee. And whereas Coach Craig Gerdes is a 2004 Peoria Officials Association Hall of Fame inductee. And whereas Coach Craig Gerdes promoted strong leadership, dedication, and self-discipline. And whereas Coach Craig Gerdes positively impacted the lives of many students who walked the halls of Eureka Middle School as a friend, mentor, coach, and father figure. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of Community Unit School District Number 140, Congerville, Eureka, and Goodfield has designated the basketball court at Eureka Middle School to be named Craig Gerdes Court.
famous alumni are going to speak tonight. I'm going to give the mic to Ben Zobrist and Andy Studebaker.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be in front of a ton of people. Coming back to this gym, man, I am flooded with tons of memories. For those of you who don't know, I'm Andy Studebaker. I graduated from Eureka High School in 2004. I played baseball, basketball, and ran track for Coach Gerdes. I have a ton of memories. When I step inside this court tonight, I feel like I can still run some of the plays we used to run. I can picture myself on the wing running Michigan State, kicking the ball in. I know the plays by heart. I have a ton of memories. I was talking to my brother today about basketball tryouts in 7th grade, how we started by running 70 laps around these white volleyball lines. And I had no idea why in the world we were running 70 laps to start basketball practice. But I thought about it a little more today, and Coach, one of the things that you've meant to me in my life is just your absolute dedication to excellence. From the time that I was in 7th grade, till the last phone call you gave me 2 weeks ago, encouraging me, having been picked up by the Colts. You've been a constant presence in my life as a coach, pushing me and pursuing me and pushing me to excellence in the smallest details, whether it be running around the white lines and not missing the corners, touching these green lines, back and forth before we were allowed to head into those doors for a shower. Excellence was always something that you demanded from us. And as I've pursued sports professionally, I think about you all the time. I think about the things that I learned from you, how to go after the small details in daily life in order to maintain and pursue excellence. So I thank you for that. I also want to say thanks again for the phone calls. Not a ton of guys get to do what I get to do, and not a lot of the guys that I play with have significant coaching figures that have maintained a significant presence in their lives. You call me about every 2 months. You come to my games in San Diego. You've traveled across the country to come watch me play. You called me when I was on top. You've called me when I was on bottom, when I was unemployed. And I know deep down that it has nothing to do with what I've achieved on the field, with what I've achieved in the media. I know that you just care about all of us. And I think I speak on behalf of the thousands of people that you've coached. And I think we could go on all night telling great stories, toasting to good memories about all the things that you taught us. And so I want to thank you for that. And I just want you to know that we all love you and care for you very much.
Coach, I rarely have to use notes to speak, but I wanted to say it right, so I definitely wrote this down. You know, all these players out here, like Andy said, I mean, we all have different things that have impacted us about the way that you've coached us in the past. And you know, when I think back, to my first Gerdes memory, it was when I was, you know, I had grown up. Obviously, I was in 5th grade now at middle school. And I came up and sat in those bleachers when there was a wall there. There wasn't those bleachers yet, but I sat in those bleachers, my first ever middle school game. And I watched the 7th grade team come out of that locker room. And I saw them come out in that just absolute uniform way. The 8th grade team was sitting up there in shirts and ties, and you followed the team out with your jacket, tie, and towel, like always. I watched as the 7th grade offense and defense tore up the opposing team, running a seamless full-court press until Coach's unmistakable voice bellowed a different call. Without even looking, the 5 players in the court fell back into a half-court defense in perfect unison, with hands stretched high, before the ball was even inbound on the other side of the court. This was not bitty basketball anymore. This was middle school ball, the big time. They were a well-oiled machine driven by the man with the voice and the towel. Dan Wigan that night scored 30 points, and I knew what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to put on that uniform and run with that team and be coached by that coach. At a time when most kids lose their love of the game and childhood dreams, Coach made it something special. It was a privilege to play for our school, for this legendary coach. It wasn't if you wanted to play, it was if you are good enough to play. You've been an inspiration to us in so many ways. Thank you for being a bigger-than-life authority figure for young people in this community. For many of us in the latter years, your reputation alone commanded authority, but still you never had to command it. You were every bit the legend that everyone talked about. You gave us structure when kids needed, and your attention to the important details set you apart. And that voice, who could forget it? Impressions abound, but there's only one true voice. Thank you for teaching us responsibility and maturity. You taught us the privilege of wearing a jersey to school and representing the community and the team in the right manner. We had to wear shirt and tie to the basketball games, and whether we were home or away, people knew we represented a quality community and a school that cared and supported their student athletes. Thank you for teaching us the importance of uniformity and teamwork. The socks folded just right, no extra flash. We just played the right way and let that do our talking. Thank you for always being clear what you expected of us and our parents. You were organized, which allowed us to enjoy the game itself that much more. Every week you had the time down perfect when we would leave and get back and what we needed to know ahead of time with those sheets of paper. Thank you for teaching us preparation and repetition in practice, hard work and discipline. Who could forget the countless hours spent in practice before or after school? Showing up, picking up rocks on the field, or a weighted jump rope in the gym before scrimmaging, working on free throws, running plays, and scrimmaging more. Thank you for sharing your passion for sports with us and making us want to win and want to be better. And finally, thank you for making it fun and keeping perspective during both wins and losses and during tough practices and just the all-around goofiness of junior high kids and their schemes. I remember you giving me the nickname at practice one time, giving us different nicknames, and you dubbed me one time Benny Big Lips. And occasionally I'll hear it from family or friends. And once I tripped over my own feet near the line over there, and you straight-faced me and said, "Forgot to tell you, they put an extra coat of paint on that line right there this morning." One of my favorite memories in our community are the high school football and basketball games, the pep band during warm-ups, and Coach Gerdes announcing the starting lineup. I've been announced on a major league field many times now, and to this day, the fun of being announced by Coach Gerdes as a starting point guard for the AHS basketball team tops the list. So thank you for being consistent. Thank you for being consistent for all these years in our community. I believe Mrs. Gerdes gets half the credit. Definitely. Because she's been just as consistent in supporting you in your efforts to coach us. Your steady influence in the schools and community are things that live on in the hearts and memories of all that were coached by you. Remember that baseball I signed for you that said, "To Coach Gerdes, Eureka Middle School. The most fun I ever had playing ball." I still mean it, and I still believe it. I'm so glad the school board agreed that you should be honored in this way and blessed to be part of it. Thanks for everything, Coach.
Coach, I'm only sorry about one thing. I wish your father was here. He's so, so, so proud of you. We love you.
Metamore fans, we appreciate your patience with us. We have one more person that wants to speak, and Craig, she couldn't be here tonight, but she sent you a little video message, your daughter Adrian.
be there to celebrate with you, but I'll see you in a few short days. I just wanted to send you a quick message just to let you know how proud I am of you. Not only of all the accomplishments that you've had as a coach, but more importantly, who you are as a person. I truly think that you have set the tone for class and character and integrity in our entire community, and I could not be prouder to be your daughter. So I just wanted to say congratulations, and I'm so proud of you.
Greg, as I mentioned, this is a gift from your alumni. The guys that have played for you, they've started collecting donations. And if it's, the plan is that this summer, this floor will be refinished, completely repainted, and it will mirror that with Craig Gerdes court, with your signature on the court stamped on it, and we look forward to that day, Craig. And as a tribute during the 8th grade game, all of us remember the sweet Georgia Brown. I think Craig invented pre-game music, and so we are going to wheel out the record player, and we're going to play Sweet Georgia Brown during the 8th grade game. And after the 8th grade game, if anybody wants to stick around, there'll be a reception in the cafeteria. Craig Gerdes, congratulations.
I'll be very short, which I've never been before. But, wait, nothing looks better than you guys right here. Well, you look just like you did 10, 20, 30 years ago. Other than Pete's a little heavier. Otherwise, well, I tell you, all I want to say is I was totally shocked. I had no idea anything was going on. But there's so much that made the Eureka Middle School basketball program what we think it was. Not just you guys, not just me. You know, there were cheerleaders, there were pom-pom squad, there was cheerleading sponsors, pom-pom squad sponsors, there were managers, there were statsmen, there were players, there were parents, there were administrators, there were teachers, fans, Board of Education, superintendents. All of that stuff put together is what gave us what we had. And boy, to me, it was a lot of fun. It was an awful, awful lot of fun. I always said this was my home away from home. My wife thought that our home was our home away from home. And maybe it was, but I loved, it may sound crazy, but I loved coming here at 6 o'clock in the morning. Maybe you guys didn't, but hey, I didn't have any problem getting out of bed. I loved to come here early in the morning, or 3:30 to 5:30 after school, the games, the summer camps, the summer practices, whatever it might be. But just let me say that you guys have meant the world to me back when you were players. You still do. I think about you many times. And a very humbling experience tonight. I knew I saw some people. It's my first game here this year, other than the girls' game. And I thought I saw people walking into the gym, and I thought, those people are still going to Eureka Middle School games. And so I don't know if I caught on finally or not, but I'm kind of speechless, although I'm rambling on because I don't know exactly what to say because I'm very humbled. It was even great to see Stan Deathridge over here, one of my old referees. I don't know if he's part of the 1,016 wins or part of the many losses also. But it was good to see you again. In fact, my wife even said when they announced your name, Stan Deathridge, boy, there's a name out of the past. So you're getting some age on you too, Stan. But I want to thank everybody. A lot of great memories here, but this will always be the greatest memory that I've ever had here tonight. Thank you.
Congratulations on your daughter. Oh, very great, Jane. Thank you. You did good work. Hey, I'm still trying to get you on